Regina to make the presentation.
Assembly passed the Appropriations Act without reference to DORA. That's where the rain started beating us. Yeah, and if you look at the consequence of events, the sequence of events that was explained by both councils, it is quite clear that they had no regard to DORA at the time they were passing the Appropriation Act. In fact, from my knowledge, when DORA the amendment was read in the first time, and were informed about it in the House Business Committee, we raised the issue that they cannot now seek to amend GARA before amending DORA. That's now when they then brought DORA amendments to the House. The advisory opinion is binding, and until it is swallowed, we shall still maintain it. It is still binding on us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Lucy, Parliamentary Budget Office.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, in the last meeting, the Parliamentary Budget Office was asked to prepare some briefs, and one of the major areas that we were to prepare a brief on was on the ordinary revenue performance against the projected revenue for the last 10 years. Mr. Chairman, with your permission, we can now present that because it will answer the question as asked by Dr. Honorable Mulu. So that we present the brief as answering that question, and also the other issues that the committee had asked that we make a presentation on.
Proceed, please.
With that, Mr. Chairman, I'll ask my colleague Regina to make the presentation.
Now, we are noting that following the GDP and also key expenditures and how they have performed. That's the recurrent expenditures, the development expenditures, the equalization fund, and the county transfers. Yes, the county transfers. That is in table 1. I hope we are together, honored members. Bullet number 5 is on the second issue, which had been raised by the committee. Not indicating which was a huge gap that resulted in low performance, which could have been partly attributed to the challenges in setting up revenue collection systems at the beginning of devolution. So in terms of actual performance or targets of actual and deviations of the county-owned source revenues, we have the other Annex 2, which has also been circulated to honorable members, that indicates the targets, the actual and the deviation by county. So again, looking at the last, the performance of the last financial year, is that the counties had a shortfall of about 21.9 billion in terms of revenue shortfalls from the own source revenues. So that's what we have noted in terms of the own source revenues. The issue number 3 that had been raised is on the implications of the withdrawal of the finance bill. overall budget that was approved at 3.88 trillion. The issue, I think, the issue raised in bullet number 9 of carryovers, I think I have raised them in that table, and I will take members to the table 2 after bullet number 10 that provides a brief overview of the shortfall and how it has been incurred. And as we have seen from that budget summary, we have seen a reduction in development expenditure of that 4 billion. This should be reduction in recurrent expenditure of that 4 billion and 40 billion, then reduction in development of 1.2 billion, and whatever was approved by the National Assembly was 105 billion, reduction in equitable share of 20 billion, and the difference from the reduction in expenditures was funded through increased borrowing or deficit financing of the 171 billion. So that breakdown gives us the total for the shortfall as indicated. Paragraph number 11 basically notes how the additional deficit financing will be funded, and this was to be funded through an additional 21 billion from domestic external borrowing and an additional 150 billion from domestic borrowing. In terms of the areas affected by the reductions in recurrent and development expenditures for the national government, I will invite members to table number 3 that provides a full list of all the areas affected in terms of development expenditure, totaling to the 105 billion, and table number 4 that follows, totaling all the areas in terms of recurrent expenditures that had been affected during that process, totaling to 40.5 billion. To the last issue that the committee requested in terms of the county aggregation industrial parks, I will invite members to bullet number 13 of our brief, where we note that this is a national government project under the bottom-up economic transformation agenda that was supposed to be implemented in all the 47 counties by the financial year 25-26, and it was supposed to be implemented in phases. The overall cost of an industrial park is 500 million, and the national government was supposed to provide 250 million, and the county government, each county government to provide the counterpart of 250 million. Honorable members, table 5 indicates how initially they had been structured to take shape. The counties that were supposed to be supported in 2023-24, 2024-25, then 2025-2026. However, according to the State Department for Industry, there have been issues in disbursement, and the first disbursement for this was done in May 2024, where each of the counties in the first column for 23-24 received 62.5 million each, and the second disbursement was done on July of 2024 of 1.5 million each. So overall, the national government has disbursed 2.2 billion, with each county having benefited with 16.6 million against the expected 250 million. That information is broken down in table 6, indicating the disbursement